welcome to the second part of my Q&A video. I hope you enjoyed the first half and I also hope you enjoy the second half. So the first theme of questions that I will be answering are about Costa Rica. The first question, did you move to Costa Rica? So yes, pretty much yes. I live mainly in Costa Rica now, but also a little bit in England as well. I love both countries so much. So yeah, I pretty much have moved to Costa Rica, and from now I will be spending more time out there because my doggies are coming out with me this time. How do you split your time between England and Costa Rica? So, I mean, at the moment it is pretty intuitive. We are working on a very big and important project out there. So we'll be spending a lot of time out there the next year or two, especially just to get things going, get all of the hard work done. I mean, it is going to be so much hard work forever because it is such a vast project, but this is like getting it up and running, getting the gardens functioning. This is a lot of hard work right now. So we'll be spending a lot of time out there and less time in England, especially now our dogs will be out there too. However, it will also just be intuitive, and I want to see my mum for Christmas and her birthday and probably my birthday too. So I mean, it's just go with the flow, but more time will be in Costa Rica. The next question is, why Costa Rica? So I actually went to Costa Rica when I was 18 by myself, and I just had such a beautiful time. And I know it sounds so cringy, but I really do feel like I kind of found myself out there after a couple of years of me being lost, a lost teenager, and it really reconnected me back to who I am, and it really reconnected me back to myself and nature and insects and animals and just everything that I have always really loved. But like, in Costa Rica, it is on an extreme level. So I volunteered in a national park when I was 18, and we were planting trees, and I had my camera and I was taking pictures of all the plants and insects, and we were setting up trap cameras and catching the wild animals on the cameras, and it was just so beautiful. And I met some lovely people out there who I also travelled around the country with and surfed with, and yeah, I got to see quite a lot of the country and just found so much love for it. I also feel so healthy there with all of the beautiful primary rainforest. There is just not as much pollution or traffic or anything like that. It is just, it is a lovely country. Costa Rican people are so lovely. The food is okay, but it's like pretty bland, to be honest. I just love it so much. I felt really at home there from the moment that I landed there the first time. The next question is, what are your favourite and least favourite things about both Costa Rica and England? And that is a really interesting question that I actually want to think about loads more. So I definitely want to do a whole video on my experience with Costa Rica and like kind of what to know when traveling there or even when moving there. My first favorite thing about Costa Rica is definitely the climate. It is perfect to me. It makes me feel really healthy. I love the sun and the rain. Like, they're extremes. Like, the weather there is extreme and I love it, to be honest. And where we are in the mountains, it's a little cooler, like at the beach. It's like a little bit too hot to live there, I think, personally, like to get anything done. And I also don't like aircon, so in the mountains there's like a beautiful breeze. It's super hot, sunny in the day, and then in the evening it's like cardigan jumper weather, which I also love because I love being cozy. So yeah, it's pretty perfect. And what comes along with the beautiful climate is another one of my favorite things, which is that you can kind of grow pretty much anything all year round, which is great for me because that is what I plan on doing. I plan on growing so much all year round, and kind of a lot of things are in season for the whole year as well, as opposed to in England where the seasons are very, very different, which I also love. My least favorite things about Costa Rica, I haven't really found that many things that I don't like at the moment. I'm really getting used to everything out there. However, the price of certain things is crazy, like absolutely crazy. Like in England, I eat completely organic pretty much, and I have access to so much, which is like a good thing and a bad thing, because in Costa Rica I rely on local produce, which is like obviously really good, but here I have access to organic nuts and grains a lot more than I do there. So like a jar of nut butter there is like $30 or something, like not even organic. So yeah, it's just a lot of things are very expensive, and even coconut oil is like 20 times the price in the country that grows coconuts. Like coconuts don't even grow in England, and coconut oil is way cheaper. I think the price is one of my least favorite things, something that I struggle with, but I am managing to find places where things are a little cheaper. But yeah, it's really hard to find organic certain things, like nuts especially, and that is quite an important part of a plant-based diet as well. But it's even more of a push to just grow them, so I'm also grateful for it. Of course, another favorite thing about Costa Rica is just the biodiversity, the insects, the plants, the animals. I just love being surrounded by that many insects and birds and animals and plants. Like, I mean, here actually this year it feels like I've seen way more insects than I've seen in a very long time. I'm not sure if anyone else has noticed that, but it's made me really happy. So yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite things about Costa Rica. About England, my favorite things are the plants, because I mean, I feel very English. I feel very connected to the plant life of England, and I just love the seasonality of everything and the seasons here, and I love it. It's what I grew up with. It's what my ancestors grew up with. It's in my blood. So yeah, I love it. And all of my favorite herbs grow here. Oh, in England, I love the long days of summer. That is something that does not happen in Costa Rica all year round. The day is like pretty much the same length. The sunrise is pretty early, but the sunset is always quite early, to be honest. It's like between 5 and 6 every day all year, which is lovely, but I also do just love the long summer days like these of England. I feel very productive. I don't know, it's just a vibe. Of course, one of my favorite things about England is my family and friends, because all my family live here and most of my friends live here. So yeah, I really, really miss them when I'm gone, and I would just love to bring them. Ooh, oh my goodness, what was just in my hand? I don't know if you just saw that. I feel like I just had like a bug in my fingers that I just not like squished, but like squished a little bit. Or it could have been a plant. I don't know. I've been playing with the plants. I would just love to bring them all with me. My least favorite thing about England is the pollution, and I find every time I come back to England, my respiratory system is struggling a little bit after being in the beautiful, pure, clean forest air of Costa Rica. There are like so many airplanes, as you've heard. There has been probably like 10 flying over me just in this Q&A. The pollution is probably my least favorite thing, and it's kind of like hard to escape. It's such a small country with so many flights, which I'm obviously grateful for as well, because I get flights, but it's the whole like chemtrail stuff that is just so not a vibe. And sometimes you wake up, it is such a beautiful morning, and then the airplanes just start spraying their chemtrails, and then it's just covers up the whole sky. So yeah, I've seen the thing about them wanting to dim the sun with like chemicals sprayed out of planes, and like I just don't vibe with that, and I am slightly worried for the future of England, to be honest. I really hope it doesn't go that way, but yeah, I feel a lot healthier in Costa Rica than I do here now, which is really sad because a couple of 100 years ago, England probably would have been my completely ideal place. But, you know, it's life. And I just hope that we can get some really good people in charge of the country that care about the planet and the health of the people, because I don't feel like that is a thing really right now. So that is it for the Costa Rica questions. Next we have nature questions. So, what age did you start loving nature? From the moment I was born. No, but literally probably the moment that I was in nature. I have loved it for my whole life. I had a little bit of trouble in my teenage years where I was just a little disconnected, as I said earlier. But yeah, nature has been my life for all my life. My favourite memories as a child were all in nature, all in my garden. I had like a little den in the tree in the back of my garden. I used to just hang out there and like hang little things in my tree and climb it and spy on all the neighbours. So I love my tree, I loved making mud pies, I loved making perfume with my mum out of flowers in the garden. I had tortoises as a child and a dog, and I just loved being outside. And also I had a trampoline, which is not nature, but it was outside, and I just spent a lot of my childhood outside. Tips on connecting more with nature. So to me, you are nature. We are nature, so we need to also connect to ourselves as well as our surroundings, because we are, and this is all nature. So I think to connect with nature, you also have to really connect with yourself. But I would go on walks, and I would go on a walk, not a quick walk, slow down and like really notice everything. And a way of connecting that I really love is going for a slow walk, really noticing everything, noticing the shapes of things, noticing the insects. And then I love sitting or laying on the grass and grounding in the middle of my walk and just like soaking it all in, because that is when I feel the most connected. Another way to connect to nature is foraging, learning how to forage. I feel so connected to nature when I go out and pick my own herbs or my own anything, and then bring it home and drinking it in a tea or cooking with it for my next meal. I think it's such important knowledge, and being connected to nature is like something we're all supposed to be. We're being kind of led astray a little, and we just need to return back to ourselves, return back to nature, and just soak up this beauty. Oh, there's just so many bugs. Makes me so happy. Also, stop being scared of nature, because it is all amazing, and we are way more scary. Humans are way more scary than any bug. So can we stop being scared of bugs and bees? I know there are some deadly bugs, but especially in England, like, there is absolutely no reason to be scared of insects. Next, we have 2 wintry questions. How to enjoy cold weather. I would also just say again, slow down, be present, really notice the changes, because I just am in awe of the difference in every season in such a seasonal country. I find winter so beautiful, like the bareness of everything, yet so much life is underground, ready and waiting for the days to get warmer again. So I don't know, in the colder weather everything looks quite bleak and doesn't look very colourful anymore, but just think about and feel how much energy is below your feet. Maybe ground a little bit. I mean, I know it's a little harder to ground with your feet in the winter, but you can also ground with your hands. So hug more trees. I love doing that in winter. Make sure you're still grounding, because we don't do it as much naturally in winter, but use your hands. Feel the earth, and you can literally feel the life buzzing beneath your fingers, because all the roots are growing and everything is getting ready to sprout new leaves and flowers and life. And yeah, it's just so beautiful. And also, for enjoying cold weather, I think you kind of need to romanticize your life. I know that also sounds very cliche, but I think it's a really important thing. And like, find some cute mugs and bowls and stuff you like, and make some really warming, nourishing meals and drinks and hot chocolates, and just be cozy. It is a time for rest, so rest and be creative and just go within yourself. But when you're outside, make sure you're still grounding and connecting to the earth, and just notice and realize that the earth needs that winter period to bring the beauty of spring and summer and autumn, just to restart again. Like, the cycle of life and seasons is just so beautiful, and especially us women, we're seasonal as well, just like our mama. The next one is how to stay happy and connected to nature in cold, dark winter months. I feel like I've kind of just answered that, but yeah, eat warm, nourishing things, drink warm and nourishing things, make sure you're still grounding, make sure you're still going outside, and just accept and realize that it's part of the cycle. I'm not one that struggles with cold, but I do struggle with the darker times. And any moment of sunshine that you can get, make sure you go and get it if you can. When and how did you start gardening? So I remember growing up, my mum and me grew a few different things. There was one year where we grew like loads of stuff, and I loved it so much. And we also had tortoises, so they just tried to eat everything. But my first year of proper growing by myself was how old was I? I was in my first flat, and it was on the balcony. I literally used up every single bit of space that I could on the balcony and like by the windows, and I grew so much, and it was so lovely. I just so enjoyed tending to my little balcony garden so much. I think that was 2020. And then ever since then, I have been growing food every year and learning and just teaching myself, and I've really, really enjoyed it. What's your favorite thing to grow? So my favorite thing, another aeroplane. My favorite thing to grow is probably courgettes because you just need one plant and it grows so many. Like, I always have way too many courgettes, and I love to give them away. I love to pickle them. Like, oh, sliced pickled courgettes is like one of the best things ever. And you can eat the flowers, and yeah, I just love growing them. I also love growing tomatoes, but courgettes is definitely my favorite thing to grow. So the last section we have is health/food/herbs. The first question is, do you work out? And the answer is no, not really. But recently I have been doing 10 minutes of Pilates most days. I mean, this is like the last 3 weeks, a month kind of thing. I really want to get back into exercising. Again, I haven't really been exercising because of my arm, and I also had sciatica for a whole year 2 years ago. So it kind of stopped me even from doing yoga, and there are some stretches that just don't work for me still. It really kind of made me lose motivation to work out. However, I'm just starting slow with my 10 minutes of soft, slow, gentle Pilates most days, not every day. I'm not pushing myself. However, I know how important it is to exercise. I mean, you need a healthy body to have a healthy mind, and vice versa. So yeah, I think it's really important. However, I do also walk every single day except from now because of my foot, which is possibly broken. But I do exercise every day in the form of walking, and I also consider cooking, cleaning, tidying as exercise. and I also have dogs that I play with too. Are you vegan? Yes, I am plant-based. I consider myself plant-based because, I don't know, I prefer the term, and I am based on plants. I do eat honey. I only eat raw local honey from people that I know, and I do wear second-hand leather, but I would never buy it new. But yeah, I have been plant-based for many years, over 10 years, and I'm so proud of it, and I love it, and I will always be plant-based, always. I may possibly eat eggs in the future, as we are getting our own chickens in Costa Rica, but yeah, we'll see, because I don't really know how I feel about it. It's like a real process for me in my brain. Like, I'm not in a rush to eat them or try that. And I will just have to see how I feel when we actually have chickens. If I feel like I don't want to feel like I'm taking something that they want, do you know what I mean? Or something that they're guarding. I only will even consider it if it feels right with the chickens. But yeah, I will never eat dairy. I will never eat meat or fish ever again in my life. It is just against my personal morals and values. Where do you source your nourishment? So in England I get Riverford veg box, and then I order my kind of grains, beans, nuts, seeds in bulk off the internet. I have a few websites that I get it from. It's like Buy Organic Whole Foods Online, I think, is the main one, and Forest Whole Foods is the other one. So yeah, I get everything delivered to my house, which is very, very handy. And in Costa Rica we have a local farmers market, so we get pretty much everything from there. I bring some stuff from England with me that's a little harder to get out there, like nuts and seeds, and I bring some chocolate with me too. The next question I got a few times, it is, when is your cookbook coming? So it is coming. It's coming one day, and I have started it. But it's basically a foraging cookbook with the plants from England, and I'm obviously not in England for every season or every plant at the moment, so it's a little bit hard to navigate, but it is happening and it is coming, but it will be a little longer than expected. I'm considering maybe doing a cookbook that is just regular food, you know, as well, rather than just foraged food, because I mean, I can make that anywhere. I can do that both here and in Costa Rica, and I'm also always making up recipes. And from yesterday I have promised myself that I will start writing down recipes for the things that I make, because I made such a lovely double chocolate tahini cake yesterday, and I wrote down all the ingredients so that I can share it with people, because I get so many questions and then I can never answer because I don't know what went into most things that I make. Let me know if you would be interested in just like a general cookbook as well. Yeah, I'm sorry for the delay. What is the best way to start getting into herbalism? So for me, I'm fully self-taught so far. I would definitely love to do some more studying, higher level studying and courses. However, I do really think you can kind of teach yourself anything, but obviously you do have to be very careful, especially with foraging and herbs. But I would definitely recommend getting some really good books and really studying them. Keep rereading the same books on herbs. And I mean, with foraging, just start getting to know, and herbalism as well, start getting to know one plant at a time, one that you feel comfortable with, one that cannot be confused with something that is poisonous, and just start like getting to know it, know how it feels in your body, how it tastes, what it does, what it's good for, and if there are any like ailments or things that you particularly want to work on yourself. I would recommend learning more about that and getting into those herbs and really learning about those, because I mean, you can use them in your everyday life and you can kind of be your own little experiment to see how they work with you. Another great place is social media. You just have to be on the right side of social media. Just find the people that make videos and posts about herbalism that inspire you. There are so many people on there that will probably be really happy to answer your questions as well. Like, I am always here to help if I can, you know, if I can teach someone something or if I can help someone with something, then like I would absolutely love to. I believe herbalism and foraging are such important things to get into, things that we have always known but have only recently lost, and yeah, it's just such an important thing to get into. And I do believe plants are the original medicine and we can heal so much with plants. So yeah, I really recommend starting to learn about it. Something I really loved in the beginning of my journey. I don't really use it anymore because of just Facebook is not my thing, but there are some really great Facebook groups out there where you can talk to people, have conversations with people, post in there, and you'll get so many comments if you want to like know what something's good for, recipes for something, like if you want to identify something. So yeah, they are my recommendations. How do you use herbs in your everyday life? So most of my herbs every day, oh, the cutest little spider. Oh, he's so cute. Covered in insects today. So the majority of my herbs I get in my food and drinks. I drink so many herbal teas throughout the day. Speaking of tea, I need some. Yeah, I drink so many herbal teas throughout the day, kind of just intuitively. Sometimes there's something that I want to do with it, like I want a sleepy tea or a digestion tea, and I forage or make that with what I've got in my cupboard. But I just drink kind of what I fancy, and where I've got to know herbs so well, I know what they taste like, I know what they feel like. So yeah, I kind of just let my body guide me intuitively with what herbs that I take, but I obviously have ones that I take for different things as well. And I also believe that herbs and spices in food are so important, and I feel like that is really medicinal. That is a great way to get so much goodness into your diet, is by using lots of herbs and spices. They all have such concentrated goodness. My favorite spices to cook with are kind of like Moroccan, Mediterranean vibe spices. Like my favorite mixture is cumin, coriander, fenugreek, turmeric, ginger, cinnamon, cayenne, black pepper. Did I say coriander? Like that group of herbs, that group of spices together, oh, is literally my favorite flavor. I also take some tinctures that I buy. Sometimes I make tinctures, but I do normally buy the ones that I need, the specific ones. I take tinctures for anxiety. I take lemon balm and ashwagandha. I take some for immunity, some for sleep, and some for my menstrual phase. What are your favourite herbs? So this is a very tricky question. It's like asking what is your favourite child, because I don't really have an answer for that. I just use herbs very intuitively. I often crave different ones, and therefore think that that's probably what my body needs, because you crave what you need in many ways. My favourite herbs at the moment for energy are ginkgo and nettle. My favourite just general herb is probably yarrow. It's great for digestion, great for your menstrual cycle, not great if you're pregnant. It's just very soothing and feminine. I love yarrow so much. For sleep, I love lemon balm, magnolia and pineapple weed. They're just a few off the top of my head at the moment. And for food, I love dill and fennel. The next question is, do you choose nourishment based off your body's needs and or availability of goods? So both really. I do go by the availability of goods for all my fresh food. Like my Riverford veg box is all seasonal food, so I only eat seasonally really, unless I eat out, which isn't very often, but I do eat out sometimes. There's just not many places in the world that I prefer to my cooking. Actually, there's only one that I can think of that I prefer to my food, and I still couldn't eat it every day like I eat my food or my mum's food. Availability, it really governs what fresh food that I eat. Where I'm plant-based, I need protein, I need grains. My favorite grain is quinoa, and that is not always seasonal, you know, so I do stock up on things like grains and nuts and seeds that aren't typically seasonal but can last me and fill me up and nourish me for the whole year. In England, there is so much more available to me, so when I'm in England I do eat a lot more variety, but it's not necessarily better, because in Costa Rica I pretty much only eat local seasonal food minus a couple of things. Next question is, do you eat much raw food? I eat all my fruit raw pretty much, but I don't eat loads and loads of raw food. I love cooked food. I feel better with cooked food, but I also do know it is amazing for you to eat some raw food. So yeah, that is something that I do want to do a little more. I definitely went through a little raw phase back in the day, and it did not do me any favors, and I did not enjoy the feel of it. So yeah, most meals I do have a mixture of raw and cooked food, but I definitely eat a lot more cooked food, and that is what I enjoy as well. Also, living in England, in such a like changing seasonal country, like it would not feel natural to eat much raw food in the winter. Like, it is very natural to eat warm, comforting foods when it's cold. Do you take any supplements? Not really. Here and there I take certain supplements if I want to heal something, or if I want something in particular. Something I take every single day is Celtic sea salt, and it has done absolute wonders for me. It gives me energy, it is full of minerals, and I love the flavour of it in water so much. I know that probably sounds crazy, the flavour of water and salt mixed together, but it's actually, oh, it's so good, and it's so energizing. So that's something I take every day. I also love taking sea moss. But yeah, I don't really take anything to supplement anything, but sometimes I want little additional bursts of goodness. I also sometimes have greens powder, something that I've started recently, but my diet is pretty good, and I feel like I get so much nutrients, and it feels like I get enough nutrients from the food that I eat. Do you prefer sweet or savoury? So at the moment I definitely prefer savoury. When I was younger I preferred sweet food, but yeah, I'm definitely a savoury girl, and I think I will be forever, and I think that is also the best for us. So in England it's not actually in our blood or natural to eat sweet all year round as much as we do. I mean, I have a very sweet tooth as well. Like I bake so many cakes just for me to devour myself. So, but only after I've had something savoury. And I definitely prefer savoury breakfasts, even though I'm just having sweet breakfast right now, but savoury makes me feel better. Yeah, I think it kind of depends where you live and where you're from as well. Like in Costa Rica, there are always fruits in season, so it is more natural to have more sugar in your diet in a tropical country like that. But here, I do believe it is more natural to eat a more savoury diet. What is your favourite hot or cold drink? So I love tea, any kind of tea. My favourite tea is green tea. I've been loving the green flower blooming teas that you've probably seen me drink in every video on my Instagram, everywhere. I just love green tea, and those green blooming teas, they make me feel so special. And my favourite cold drink, okay, I love kombucha so much, and also I love water with Celtic salt. It's so good to me. It tastes like coconut water without the sweetness, just like it just tastes like minerals. It tastes like pure goodness. Do you drink coffee or do you just drink tea? So I do just drink tea, really. I love the flavour of coffee. However, it just does not agree with me. If someone that I'm with has a black coffee, I always have a sip because I love coffee and I love the flavour of it. However, it is not good for me. I had one coffee once. It was one shot in like an iced latte, and I felt like I could run a marathon. I was like, yes, I need to do this more often. Like, I felt amazing. I was in Brighton. I felt like I wanted to do backflips off everything. And then like hours later, I was just walking along the beach, like super happy. All of a sudden, bam, like this huge, horrible coffee come down, where I like felt so tired and so sleepy, like couldn't even move my body or keep my eyes open anymore. But if I wanted to sleep, there is no way I would have been able to sleep. So yeah, I've never done it again. I don't plan on ever doing it again. However, I do get a little bit jealous when I see people drinking coffee, because I'm like, oh, I would love to drink coffee every day. Decaf wouldn't do it for me, but just coffee is so tasty. But yeah, I'm a tea girl, herbal tea girly, not really a black tea girl. I drink black tea if my tummy hurts because it always cures it, but yeah, I'm just a herbal tea girl. Next is, would you ever host your own foraging / cooking class? So I've actually done many foraging workshops in the past, and I've also done a foraged supper, and I would love to do more of those in the future, both in England and in Costa Rica. I would love to do more of those, and I really enjoy doing that. I really enjoy talking about the things that I'm most passionate about, which is foraging and plants and food. So yeah, I would love to do that. And I'm also currently teaching myself all of the wild edibles of Costa Rica, because I would love to do the same out there. Those were all the questions for my video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any other questions, you are welcome to comment them, and I will either reply to them or I will put them in my next video. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful day. Bye.